the Browns, because they shook up their roster, making 4 separate trades between Friday and Saturday. Cleveland brings in quarterback Tyrod Taylor from the Bills, receiver Jarvis Landry from the Dolphins, and corner Demarius Randall from the Packers. Most notably departed Deshaun Kaiser, one and done. He is now in Green Bay. I'd argue a better spot for the young guy to grow and get better. Well, I'm trying to think of how to actually unpack this, but not to sort of react to it, but to move it along forward. Should this affect how they draft? Because they still have all 5 picks in the first 64. They got rid of that 65th pick in the trade. So they still got the number 1 overall. They still have the number 4 overall. They have a quarterback that they can maybe reach for. A Saquon at 1? Is that like how should they approach their draft and free agency now, given these moves?
Well, first we got to start with free agency, because that's right around the corner. And all of a sudden, this is a location that's very appealing. And I think back to when I signed with the Detroit Lions. I signed 2 years after they went 0-16, just a year after they went 2-14. And I remember walking into that locker room and somebody saying, "Nate, why are you here? This is the worst place. This is like the armpit of the league." And I've told this story before, and I thought to myself, dude, you're putting on a jersey? They're paying you? And you're sitting there telling me that as soon as I walk in on my first day? And that's what I thought about how people perceive being a Detroit Lion. Now, all of a sudden, for the last couple of years, what's been the low-hanging fruit in the league? The Cleveland Browns. Not so much anymore. You look at what they're doing, position themselves, and we talked about over the last few weeks, what are they doing with all these picks? It's like having gold. And now they're bartering that gold. They're saying, listen, I got this gold in my hand. Let me get a player from you. Let me get a player from you. And they're adding pieces. Tyrod Taylor on offense, Jarvis Landry, coupled with Josh Gordon. Are you kidding me?
They have $113 million to spend as well.
So I love the fact.
In the league by far.
I love the fact that Cleveland isn't Cleveland right now. Cleveland is a location where you can build something. Just like when LeBron signed back and everybody got excited. Now all of a sudden there's that same type of buzz for this football team.
He's right, and that movie 3 Billboards just came out, and everyone's talking about. These moves are like the 3 billboards to the rest of the league. It was, unrestricted free agents watching are saying, okay, wait, this team might be serious. Like this
you're
is
Kenny Vaccaro, you're Terrell Pryor, you're Deion Lewis, and you're actually sitting there and saying, oh, wait, I'm not. They weren't in my plan, now they are.
Yeah, snap. Wow, okay. Jarvis Landry. Yeah, no, it is. And last year, I know Tony Jefferson was offered more money to play for the Browns and the Ravens, but he's like, I want to play for a winner. I'm going to the Ravens. I know that in recent years, there have been a lot of players that have been offered a lot of money by the Browns, and they'll go elsewhere because they're like, I don't want to play on a 2-14 team. Jarvis Landry's the real deal. I'm not sure if Tyrod Taylor's going to be starting week 1 or if they're going to go with a rookie. But he's going to be fine as a quarterback. He's better than whatever else they had. And obviously, when you go and get Demarius Randall, who was a very polarizing player in Green Bay by the fans because he takes a lot of risks, but he's a super athletic guy. This was an advertisement to the rest of the league right before free agency. Come with us. We're serious. We're ready to play.
3 billboards, right?
3 billboards.
It's Hugh Jackson, Peter Dinklage in
That's
this?
it.
How does that work?
He covers up for everyone.
How about it? The Browns got to win, guys. I truly felt like they won. It was their 2nd win in the last 2 years. And I look at Tyrod, all right? We talk about Tyrod a lot at this table. This is what the Browns fans can look forward to if he does play. Tyrod will not break your own neck. He's not going to be the guy to lose you games. He doesn't do it. He truly doesn't. I saw this incredible stat from CBS. Last year, the Browns quarterbacks threw 28 interceptions. Tyrod has not thrown 28 in his career in 7 years. Remember Kaiser last year? I mean, he was a rookie. It was tough. But he lost them games. Yeah. He was snapping the team's own neck. That's the only way to put it. Tyrod will not do that. They lost 6 of those games by 1 score. And in terms of the draft, Kay, I think there was this immediate conclusion that, well, I guess they're taking Saquon number 1. I don't know if they are taking Saquon number 1. I wouldn't. I still think they will get a top-tier quarterback at number 1, and then maybe Tyrod starts for a year. Maybe he starts for 2 years. I like it because let's say they take Sam Darnold. They don't immediately throw him to the Wolves and say, go beat the Steelers, go beat the Ravens. You got your bridge guy, and by the way, the bridge guy who got to the Bills of the playoffs.
By the way, a bridge guy has handled himself so well in this league when they decide to bench him for Nathan Peterman, and then he gets the job back. You didn't hear a peep out of Tyrod Taylor, so Tyrod Taylor might be the perfect quarterback to be in that sort of a situation.
Yeah, and I think everyone assumed A.J. McCarron was going to sign with Cleveland because of the Hugh Jackson connection. If anything, this kind of shows who's calling the shots in Cleveland. This was John Dorsey, the general manager, saying, Tyrod Taylor's our guy. Everyone can say A.J. McCarron and Hugh Jackson have this great relationship. They went and they got Tyrod Taylor. They still can draft a quarterback. They have the 1st, the 4th, and the 33rd. Or the 32nd pick and the 33rd pick in the draft, like they could still very well get one of the top quarterbacks.
We know what the narrative is going to be. Let me throw something out there that should anchor this narrative. They're going to say Tyrod Taylor is a manager of games, but just like KB said, he's a playoff quarterback that manages games. They got themselves a playoff quarterback.
Little change of scenery there. I think as far as the quarterback, them taking Saquon Barkley.